Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a brand new series of OpenTTD. We've been away for a little while, it's now the beginning of 2020, and this is Season 6 of my OpenTTD Let's Play. Now, we're going to get crack on with playing the game sometime very soon, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, the map, the game, how you can take part, and all that sort of stuff. So, if you're not interested in how the scenario is set up, or how you can play along, skip ahead to 13 minutes. First, I'm Master Hellish. If you want to know more about me, you can go to the masterhellish.net website, and you can find out all my different places where my videos are, where I stream, how to contact me, all different downloads. Everything is all on there. Also Viewer Plus. And without Viewer Plus, a shout out to you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to carry on doing these videos the way that I do. So thank you very much to my Viewer Plus supporters. So, what have we got here? We have obviously a UK map. Now, I've thought about doing a UK map for a while, and well, in the end, that is what we decided I was going to be doing. Thank you very much to the input from all the viewers, the ideas and stuff. We've had a lot of conversations on Discord and things like that for what we're going to be doing this season. So I've taken your comments on YouTube, your discussions on Discord, and kind of my own thoughts and put them together, and this is what we have. So what is this? This is a modified version of the Yet Another UK map. It's a map that people can freely download, and it's a 4K by 4K map. It's a huge map. And why did I choose this one? Well, it's a large size with really good land, so the land is really kind of in proportion and it's got bits of height in it. The height is crazy in some places and flat in others, which is nice. It's got good variation. It's got a good number of towns and a good number of industries, but without having too many to just completely clog it up. But it is a modified version of the map. So what have I modified? Well, I've gone through and reduced the size of the towns and cities because they were just way too big for a long game. You can't like get your stations in and grow a town and kind of feel progression if the town is already huge at the very beginning of a game. So that's gone, done some tidying up, got rid of the signs, and I've added 4 challenges. So last series we had a city grower challenge, and I really enjoyed it, and I think a lot of you did too. And this time we've got 4 challenges. We'll get on to what those challenges are in a little while's time. So that is the map and what we've got going on here. Let's have a look at what mods we've got. So it is a modded series, and so we've got some GRFs. And what we've got is we've got a set of the OpenGFX Plus things. So we've got the trees, the airports, the industries, the landscape, and the trains. A lot of them don't do a massive amount of difference. Some of them add small tweaks, like, for example, the airports one, you can rotate airports. Things like that, just little things. And also some of the graphics have been improved and changed. So that's what they are. And then we have our Vactrain Set and our hover vehicles. Now the main reason they're there is just really to allow progression past the normal end of the game if anybody wants to continue going. I feel those two things do add to the game where you can just carry on past the 2050 boundary of the game and still enjoy new vehicles coming out and be able to spend your ridiculous amounts of money on something ridiculously expensive. So that's why they're in there. We've got the City Tram Set, which I want to have a go at playing around with sometime soon as well. We've got the OpenGFX road vehicles, UK waypoints, and British Station Set. Okay, so we've got a load of different things in here, and I think it's a good mix. Nothing changes it too dramatically. Dramatically? I just made up a word. Drastically is the word I wanted. There's nothing in there like the Furs mod, which changes the industries massively and how they work. But I think it's a nice little set. So a mediumly modded series. It's nicely modded. You see, one of my favourite ones I can see straight away is the grid is gone. There's no grid here. It's just nice plain grass. The only griddiness you're seeing is due to the tessellation of the textures, not to any lines on the screen. And to be honest, I really like that. So that's the map and the mods. Game settings. Most of the game settings are default or pretty much, but there's a few to note, a few differences. So auto renew vehicles when it gets old is turned on. So and they also never expire. So you can also always renew your old vehicles if you wish to. Running costs and construction costs are actually set to medium. Normally this is low, and this is to provide us a bit more challenge in the game. Just a nice consistent challenge across the board. We're forbidding 90-degree turns, as we do on most of my games, and the train length, the maximum is 20, although I've allowed only a station spread of 15, so work with that however you choose, if you like. And the biggest one, and the one that is going to be game-changing for this series, is paused actions are allowed. Normally this is a big no-no for me. I feel like it's cheating. You're cheating yourself. You get to do things while the game's going, and you lose an element of challenge because you don't have to rush around and try and put that in before that goes there, or while that train's moving around, or things like that. You can just pause the game and do it. Now, there's two reasons why I've done this. One, because I've not done it before, and I like to do things that are different. And two, because I want to be able to play this game for longer. Okay, last series, pretty much what I did, you saw. I didn't cut much out. What I want to do is be able to do more work, cut little bits out in the editing, so that we can get a much more refined network. I don't have to worry about the game running whilst I'm making the perfect line of how I like it, and I can start and show you how I want to build it, and then maybe we move forward in time a little bit to show you how my completion of the main line is. So for example, I might be recording for about 40 minutes and you might get a 20-25 minute episode. Depends, might change from episode to episode, but that's just a bit of an idea. So that is a big thing for me, and I hope you guys like that too. So, we're on to the last couple of bits now. First of all, the challenges. I did mention there's challenges, and if you go to the map of the world icon, or the map icon, and go down to sound list, I have set up 4 challenges for you. Let's go through them quickly. So there's the Exeter City Growing Challenge. Now, because there's no script in this game for city growing, the rules for growing a city are vanilla. Okay, so the idea is that this city here, Exeter, you have to grow it as much as possible. Now, the basic way of doing that, and I'll tell you this now to give us all a bit of a grounding, is to service 5 stations nicely. I won't go into the very fine details. If you want to know more about growing towns and cities, I've got at least 2 videos of that. There's a how-to video out there, and there's a tutorial video. Feel free to go and check them out. I'm sure somebody will comment with a link in the comments. But Exeter, why Exeter? Well, it was just in the right part of the country that I wanted to put a challenge in. There's relatively flat land nearby, but there's also some coast nearby, and there's a little bit of hill, but it's not ridiculous. It's not too choked in, and it's a good size to start off with. 830 people. How big can we get that by the end of the series? There's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 is the Whole Beach Factory Challenge. So this is Whole Beach Factory, and at the minute it's producing 0 crates of goods. And what I want from you guys is to see how many crates of goods you can make this factory produce. Okay, which is going to be really interesting to find out. And yeah, I mean, I've done things like this before, but I've never had it as part of a challenge of a Let's Play. So that's another thing that we're going to sort out. We're going to skip one for a second and go to the Highway Challenge. So the Highway Challenge is the Highland Highway Challenge. So we're up in Scotland, okay, up here. And what I'm after, and what the challenge is these bunch of towns and cities to the north of the sign want to be linked up with a highway to these towns and cities to the south. Now, how you do that is up to you. Okay, you could just have one simple road, you could do a full highway, but it's going to be a challenge because you're going across rough terrain here. Do you wait a while, maybe use bridging and tunnels, maybe reshape the land? It's up to you. I want to see your creativity about how you address this challenge. Do you just do one town either end and then a little network either way, or do you do multiple roads coming through? All up to you, completely up to you how you do it, but I want to see the different ways that people approach this. And that kind of brings us on to the other challenge, New Island Challenge. So New Island Challenge is a little bit different to all the other ones, okay, and it's a bit more of a late game challenge. So this map of the UK is missing Northern Ireland, and in fact the island itself is not there as well. So I thought, what shall I do about that? I know, we'll add one. That's the challenge, okay? You have to build your own island. So I've set it up so you can fund new towns, you can use land. So later in the game, when you've got a lot of money, you can come over here, get some land up, fund some towns, maybe fund some industries, and you can have a designer island. I want to see your best designer islands done in survival, so to speak, with the money that you've earned. I want to see fantastic landscapes and maybe different shaped islands, the trees and environment. I want to see the networks and what you... Oh my goodness, I don't know what you guys are going to do with that challenge, but I'm hoping to see some fantastic things. So that is all about the map, the mods, the game settings, and the challenges. Well, the last thing for me to tell you before we crack on is how to take part. So you just need to go to my website, go to the downloads page, and on the downloads page you will find a game save for this. You'll need to load the game save. It's not a scenario, it's a game save. When you get the game save, drop it into your folder on your computer, and then go into OpenTTD and load the game save. You'll start at the beginning of the game, the 1st of January 1925, just like I'm in here now, and you will be able to then play the game on from the same point as me, and you should have all the same settings. If you're missing any GRFs or mods, the game should tell you when you're trying to load the game, and the bottom right hand corner you can do check online content to download those ones that you're missing. So, what do I want you to do? When you're taking part, download the game, install it on your computer, and save it every 10 years. Keep those saves safe somewhere. Now, I want them to do it on the 10th year, so 1930 will be the first year you save it, then 1940, 1950, 1960, and so on. Save the game regularly so you can send me your saves. I want you to zip them up or package them up, put them on either OneDrive or Google Drive or Dropbox, and then contact me and talk to me about your game, tell me your highlights, give me the link, contact me through the best way that you'd like to. All the contact links again on my website. If you go to masterhellish.net and do Hellish Places, all the different contacts are on there. So I'm sorry that the beginning of this first episode has been a long introduction to the game and what's going on, but it's gonna be a biggie. I hope loads of you take part, and I hope you really enjoy it. Play along, do the challenges. It doesn't matter if you're new or if you have been playing OpenTTD for years. I want to see your ideas, I want to see the way you approach it, I want to see how people do things. We can all learn from each other, and I do plan to feature some of your Let's Plays along in future videos. There we go. Really long introduction, like I said. I'm sorry about that, but I'm really pleased for the way that this game is set up. It's taken me a while to get it how I want it. I'm really happy with it. And the last thing to point out is that cargo distribution is turned on, so do bear that in mind. And let's play. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at this Exeter challenge. Now, we haven't got a lot of money to start off with, so I don't want to spend too much putting a load of stuff that is going to not really make much money. Now, we can take out some loan. So if we borrow all the loan, and we're going to put some buses in to start off because they're relatively cheap. We're going to need some bus stations. And we're just going... They don't have to be terribly efficient, but I would like it if they were a little bit efficient, so I'm going to try and keep them relatively far apart from each other. Now note, we're building with the game paused still, so that's really good. So let's put that one there. Now I'll try and look at the catchment for that, and I can probably overlap that a little bit, trying to just get these road vehicle places really far apart, or at least as far apart as possible, so there's as little overlap as possible. I might have to go into the hillside here for this final one. Yep, we'll put that there. So that's 5 stations down. That's kind of the basic rule of city growing. In vanilla anyway, you need 5 stations of some description. I'm going to get a new vehicle, and oh, of course, it's 1925. We don't have any other vehicles yet. I can't remember when the first bus comes out, but it's not yet. Oh my goodness. So there is the first fail of the series. You can learn from my mistake. I can't do that yet until the buses come out. But we're going to end up paying maintenance on those buildings. But never mind. Never mind. We'll leave them there. And as soon as there's buses coming out, we can put them down. We're ready for it. No, I changed my mind. I removed all the stuff in Exeter because I will not have to pay those maintenance costs. So after that, I think I'm going to be a little bit more careful about the approach here. I've got to remember that this Let's Play, it's not an easy one like most of my others. The difficulty is set to medium, especially for the things that like construction costs and running costs. So let's have a look at what trains we've got available to us, because I want to do some trains. Now we've got the Kirkby, and that is 10 grand to buy. Its running cost is 1k a year. But the maximum reliability is 57%. That's not very good. So it's probably going to break down a lot. And we're going to have to pay a lot of money for track. And we've already wasted nearly 5 grand messing around in Exeter. Okay, that's... what was it? Was it some sort of truck? The SAG bulk truck. See, the reliability on that one's nearly 70%. And it does coal. 6 grand to buy. The running costs are cheaper, but it does only transport 20 tons. But it does do coal. And if we look at the payment rates and look at the differences between passengers and coal pays pretty much twice as much as passengers. So I think we definitely should start with good old coal. We did it in episode 1, season 1. It's good for us in episode 1 of season 6. So we're going to start with good old coal, and yeah, we're going to go with the trucks. Okay, so we need to find some coal. Is the coal, how much coal? Industries are on, disable all, and turn all 99 coal mines on. Okay. Oh, right. Look at that. You can see them flashing. There's a good number of them in the Midlands there. There's some up north down over there. Not many up in Scotland, and not many down south either. But there's a good grouping around the middle here, and actually roughly around here is where I'm from, this part of the country. And this is where I wanted to build some sort of main line in the future, maybe to mimic the, is it the East Coast main line that we have here in the country? It goes past Newark and then a kind of Grantham way and then Peterborough. Down into London, and that's one of the things I was thinking about doing. But if we're going to do some of these coal mines around here, that would be really good, because then we can use some of these roads that are already here as well. That will cut down on costs. As 3 power stations up here. We've got Cottingley Power Station, and says. So we've got these 2 power stations. This one's a little bit more central. Coal mine. There's 4 coal mines there. We could probably get them with a spread station. Would that be a good starting point? Is it too far to go? I mean, there's a bit of road here, but it goes out that way. There's 3 right next to each other there. That's a good start. Oh, but it goes through farmland. And farmland is quite expensive to build through. Look, if you want to put one bit of road down here, it's going to cost you an estimated 115. If you put it in the square next to it, 595. So at the beginning of this game, where we're worried about money and costs, we don't want to be building through farmland ideally. We're going to go with these 4. We're going to start with these 4. We're going to put some roads in and some truck stops. Now, if you haven't seen my tutorial video about Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. Somebody will link it. Somebody please put a comment with the link in the description. It's about about stations and how you can link them up and making money with that. Oh god, I can't remember what it is. It's one of my most recent ones. One of my most recent tutorials. I think it might be episode 26. Not sure. But if we put, and the reason why I mention it, if we put a station there, and then we put another one that touches that one, and is far enough over to get this one, and link it together by holding control when we clicked, that will get all 4 of them. And if you don't know why, go watch my tutorial. So now we just need to link these bits of station up with this road to a power station. So if we put a road in next to this, bring that out like that, allow a little bit of a loop so that the vehicles can enter the station both ways. Why do I use this one? Okay, I don't use these ones. The reason because you can only get 2 loading at once in these, and they're terminus, which can cause traffic jams. These ones are not terminus, you can go through them, and you can have 2 loading each way, so you effectively get double the amount of loading and less chance of traffic jams. They just kind of queue up nicely. So now I'm just going to see about hooking this up like that. Okay, that's quite good. I mean, this bit here is very inefficient. It forces them to go around there. So for £190, I'll loop that bit in. This coal mine is closer, but I don't want to go too close because then we're not going to make a massive amount of money. Now let's put the station in at the other end. We'll put it right next to the power station. Give ourselves a little bit of space to work with. Connect that up to the road like that. We'll put a depot on at this end as well. Oh, hang on a minute. I say as well. We haven't got a depot down here, have we? Where is it? There it is. But we can. Oh, that's a lovely little place to put it. That is a lovely little place to put a depot. In the coal mine area. Brilliant. We don't have to hook this station up, but I don't think it's going to cost us much to do. Yeah, it's going to cost us less than £5 to hook this one up, so I will do it. Because if we want to be able to take things to other places later, then that's important that we have the option to go here. If this one gets full, they can go here and use this one as well. It's not a problem. Right. What is this called? Buyer coats was what? We need a new name for this. We're near Doncaster. We're near Epworth, Gainsborough. Right. This is going to be the Gainsborough mines. Gainsborough is a place not too far from me, and I've been there recently to look at a model railway. It was quite good. Took my daughter. Mines. Oh yeah, Gainsborough mines. And I took my daughter, and we had a lovely time looking at the model railway. It's an O gauge model railway for those of you interested in that sort of thing. So it's roughly twice as big as the double O that you would expect to be in most places. Right, so let's get some of these bulk trucks. We've got some money. I don't want to spend all the money straight away. We'll buy one vehicle, tell it to full load at the mine, and then tell it to go there, and it should just unload. Now I'm thinking it's a relatively long distance for a road vehicle that's not got the best, what's the word I'm looking for, reliability. So you can just about see the top of the route at the top of the screen and the bottom of the route at the bottom of the screen there. It's just off the edge. Roughly a third. Should we put one halfway? We'll put one halfway in this town. And then we'll put one halfway between that, roughly there. And we'll put one halfway between the two, roughly there. Okay, so we've got a couple of depots along the way. It's a reliability thing. If they're due a service, I want them to be able to get to a depot quite easily. And you know, road vehicles. Road vehicles don't have a problem pathing in and out. Yes, they have to queue up a little bit on the roads, but generally they're all right. Now, okay, we have one. We need more than one. Let's get a fleet of... I'm looking at the money as I'm clicking this. Fleet of... Yeah, well, fleet of 10. And we'll start them on their way. And we'll put all the remaining money back. We'll repay the loan. Now, the finances. Now, I noticed this when I was sorting things out earlier. There's some weird numbers in here, and I don't know why. I'm assuming it's due to the way that the map was made. But all I know is our bank balance is fine, and the total is fine. And I'm assuming it'll be fine for next year, and it won't be wrong. So, ignore those weird numbers. I think it's due to the map. Let's unpause the game. So here's our first road vehicle number 1, leading the brigade, the procession of vehicles. Now I wonder how many times this is going to break down before it gets there. But now those are all coming out. Let's have a look. What are these coal mines producing? That one's producing 0. Brilliant. 0, 0, 0. Well, I'm hoping that changes quite quickly. I'm guessing it's going to get recalculated at the month end. I mean, it's obviously producing something because we're picking up stuff. It says it accepts nothing, but that can't be right. It can't accept nothing if there's coal coming in there. I don't understand that. We're still in January, so when it gets to February, which it will be very soon, we'll check those coal mines again. What is that body of water? I don't know that body of water. Is there... What other times have we got round? Towns. We've got Scunthorpe with the steel mill and some iron ore mines around here. Market Raisin, I recognise that. Metheringham. I'm sure I must have been there. Alderspar. Horncastle. A good friend of mine is from Horncastle. I've been there quite a bit. Skegness. Oh, me and the lads, we went to Skegness on holiday. Well, actually, we didn't. We went to Mablethorpe. Oh, there we are. We went to Mablethorpe on holiday, and we went for a day trip to Skegness and back again. And to be honest, all we did was we went to the game store. That's where we buy. There's a game store in the UK called Game. You buy computer games. I don't know if it was Electronics Boutique back then, but we went to Skegness, bought some games, and took them back to Mablethorpe and played them on the PlayStation. Anyway, where's our road vehicles? I've lost them. That's Hull Beach Factory. We're going to have to get on with that factory challenge as soon as possible as well. I might even make that my next job. Where are our road vehicles? So that is road vehicle number 1. About halfway. What's the situation over at Gainsborough Mines? It still says it accepts nothing. We've got 194 tons of coal waiting. Here we go. Look. 136 tons of production, 104 production, 136 and 160. Yeah, it's just started to calculate all of that. And the way to test whether this station is really picking up from all these places is the transported. Look, transported 76, transported 0, transported 0, transported 79. It's not picking up. What? But it should. Ooh. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's see what we can do to help facilitate that. Okay, so let's hook that up to Gainsborough Mines. And we'll hook that up to Gainsborough Mines. And we'll see if that makes a difference. It probably will. We need more... Hang on a minute. Yeah, 0% transported, 79% transported, 76%. Yeah, okay. That will probably do it next time. Where are all my trucks? They're gone. They're not on the way back yet. Okay, I'm going to... How much money are they using up? Truck number 1. Okay. We're going to wait for road vehicle number 1 to get to its destination and find out how much money it's going to make, work out whether it's a viable thing. If it's viable, we'll throw more trucks at it. If it's not viable, we'll cry. or something. It looks like road vehicle number 2 might actually beat road vehicle number 1. Does it slow them down going around corners? I don't know, but it just broke down. Okay, whichever road vehicle makes it here first. And in fact, that's a good opportunity for you guys to put down in the comments how much money you think these guys are going to make. So I want to know what will be the income of the first vehicle that drops off its coal over here. So it's gone all that way that we've just seen. It's carrying 20 tons. How much income is this road vehicle going to make? If it doesn't keep breaking down, we might have to get them to service along the way. Actually, I might put that in with the route. Then they break down less, then it'd be more efficient. But there's 2 of them queuing up now. It's the first one. How much is going to make? Pause the video now if you need to. 1,500? Wow. Oh, cool. That's a good amount of money. Now, because these all got shared orders, and if you don't use shared orders, please do look at my tutorials about shared orders if I have one. If not, Google it and work it out. After Gainsborough Mines, we want it to probably go into this depot on the way. So let's delete that. So before Senith North, or what we were calling it, go to this depot and service. Service is needed. We're just going to do service if needed. Then on the way back, we're going to do the same. Go to the depot, service if needed. So that should help a little bit with the... So we're making some good money. Let's get some more road vehicles, quick. While those ones are all at the other end. So, bank, borrow lots, go here, clone any one of these vehicles, holding control so we get shared orders. Get lost. Where are we? Gainsborough. There we go. Tell it to... let's get another batch of 10. So we've got 20 in total now. How much is waiting there? Oh, good. There's plenty of coal waiting. Obviously... Oh, look! 48% transported now. 49% transported. So it looks like it's counting them towards the amount that's been transported now that I've put those extra stations in. I don't know whether those extra stations are really required. We'll have to look into that. Again, to avoid interest, I'm going to repay my loan as much as possible. All these vehicles have gone through and we've still got over 1,000 tons there. We have definitely got something good going on here. These road vehicles, before they get into this depot, where's it gone? Its reliability is down to 48%. So that is a good time for it to go and service. But it chose not to. Brilliant. Percentage. Yes, service interval. Service if less than 60%. That should help. So I think this vehicle now, after it's finished... Oh my goodness, there's so many breakdowns. Oh my goodness. So many breakdowns. I just want to know if these guys are going to service now. Is that just for that one vehicle though? Oh, it is for that one vehicle. Okay, game settings. Is it SUR? This? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. So this is... It's not UR. Silly me. Right, service interval for road vehicles is... Default. Oh, you can do a default. Service intervals are in percentages on. Here we go. And the default, we want it to be 60%. Right. So I think that should do it now for all of these because they're all set to the default. So anything that's below 60% should go and service along the way. So we should see more of these road vehicles going into service. Okay, they're at 65% reliability, so that's fine. What reliability are you at? 42. Okay, so you should go and service now. Actually, no, because I don't think it's until it's had its next order. So it might be as soon as they get in the mines, they'll come out and service. Pass. But now we've got 1,500 there. Money is looking alright, but I think we're just about to get the next lot of trucks coming through. You know what? I think things are looking pretty good. We've got ourselves a basic network which appears to be making money. Now, the best way to check that was with the operating profit graph, because the operating profit doesn't take into account things like buying new road vehicles or reshaping land or laying track. But it does take into account everything that costs you money on a regular basis versus everything that brings in money. So things like I don't think the loan is on there, but certainly the running cost of the vehicles. Operating profit says not good. Not good at all. April, May, June, July, August, September. So I think at the end of September we're actually going to get the next notch on the operating profit graph. So let's have a look at that. And we'll also have a look at the list of vehicles and see what they're doing. So they are making a profit, apart from the ones that haven't done a journey just yet. So these guys haven't finished their... Okay. Operating profit is not coming in through very good at the minute. Minus 1,256k. Not a good note to end the end of the episode on for the first episode, but I do hope you enjoyed it. Please leave all your thoughts, ideas and tips down in the comment section. Please do consider playing along with this series. I really do love it when you guys get involved with that. I know some of you will, so please do get the map, download it, get involved and play too. And I look forward to seeing you next time, where hopefully this is going to start making us a good amount of money and we can then grow and grow, get that passenger main line in, trains everywhere. Oh, I've got so many plans. But like I said, that's going to be all for now. If you've enjoyed the episode, please give it a like, and if you want to keep up to date with the series, hit subscribe and that notification bell, and I will see you next time. MasterHellish.net for everything you need to know about me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.